Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into something that's quietly reshaping our world, artificial intelligence. Specifically, how is it changing our cities, our governments, and pretty much our entire public life? The real question is, are we building a brilliant future, or are we creating a black box that nobody really understands? Let's get into it. So let's start with the big one, the question at the heart of all of this. Could AI actually build a better city for you? I mean, a city that's more efficient, fairer, just better. It's a really powerful thought, right? But the answer, well, it's a lot more complicated than you might think. Okay, first things first, we need to get a handle on where AI is right now. This isn't some far-off sci-fi idea. It's already here, working behind the scenes in our cities. But as we're about to see, it's a classic double-edged sword. And this right here is the core tension. On the one hand, you have all this incredible promise. AI could give citizens more power, help governments do more with less, and totally transform public services. But on the other side of that coin, oh, there's a lot of peril. These same systems can accidentally amplify harmful stereotypes, create massive public mistrust, and spit out biased results. Getting that balance right is everything. So, how do we make sure we get more of the promise and less of the peril? Well, that brings us to our next section. Think of this as the blueprint, a real, actionable guide for building AI that can actually make our civic lives better. So this blueprint has 6 absolutely crucial parts. First up, we need transparency and accountability, so we actually know how these things are making decisions. Next, we have to build for equity and inclusion right from the very beginning. Critically, AI should be a tool to increase citizen participation, not get rid of it. It has to make our public services more responsive to our needs. The different systems also need to be able to talk to each other. And finally, and this is a big one, we, as a society, need to build up the trust and the knowledge to actually manage this technology well. Let's just pause for a second on a word from that blueprint that is so important: explainability. This is literally the opposite of a black box. It means that when an AI system recommends something, say about who gets access to public housing, we can actually understand why it made that choice. And look, this isn't just some techie detail. This is the absolute bedrock of public trust. Without it, the whole thing falls apart. So what happens if we actually follow this blueprint? What does that future even look like? Well, our third section is going to explore 3 possible futures we could build. You can think of them as postcards from a tomorrow that we could actually choose to create. So, future number 1 is what we're calling the adaptive public service. Just imagine a system that can see a housing shortage coming before it becomes a full-blown crisis, and then optimizes social services to respond in real time. But here's the key. The AI isn't replacing people. It's a tool that augments human caseworkers, handling all the number crunching so they can focus on the stuff that requires real empathy and human judgment. Now, in our second possible future, AI could actually deepen democracy itself. This is the deliberative platform. We're talking about AI tools that can help you, the average citizen, make sense of a super complex 500-page policy document. It could create 3D visualizations of a new urban plan or show you the likely impact of a new city budget. This makes it so much easier for everyone, not just the experts, to have a real, meaningful say in how things are run. And this third future, this might be the most powerful one of all: the civic knowledge commons. This isn't about some massive top-down system run by a giant city. Nope. This is about a shared, open infrastructure, almost like a public library of AI tools that any community, big or small, can tap into to solve their own local problems. And this quote from the source material really just brings it all home. It makes it so personal. A small town like yours might deploy a local AI-augmented community planning dashboard. You see, this isn't just a fantasy for megacities. It's about empowering people at the local level, everywhere. Okay, as amazing as those features sound, they are not a sure thing, not by a long shot. So for our last section, we need a serious reality check. Let's talk about the very real risks we're facing and the rules we have to put in place to navigate them. These are the massive hurdles we have to clear to get to that better future. We have to be relentless in fighting algorithmic bias and exclusion. We have to design systems that protect human agency and judgment, not erode them. We've got to close the growing digital divide, build public trust, and help our public institutions get up to speed. Seriously, these aren't just minor hiccups. Any one of them could be a total deal breaker. So here's the bottom line. The technology by itself isn't going to save us. Building these positive futures isn't just an engineering problem, it's a societal one. It requires careful, patient cultivation. That means getting everyone in the same room, citizens, experts, government, to create real oversight, boost public understanding, and agree on some shared rules of the road. Which leaves us with this final and I think most important question. The technology is going to keep getting more powerful. That's a given. But the impact it has on our lives, that comes down to us. It's not just about what we build, but how we build it. Whose voices are in the room, whose values get written into the code. So the real question is, what choices are we going to make? Thanks for joining me.